Hello guys, that's 12 Tower here again. Merry Christmas everybody. So I haven't uploaded in a few months. Sorry, life hit me like a brick. So let me just get straight to the point. This video is gonna be about my class builds for running Dimension of Souls. Multiple people have asked me about what is your class build for this class or this class. Can this class run Dimension of Souls? And I'm just gonna show you a video demonstrating my builds and my equipment for all the classes that I have experimented with to run in Dimension of Souls. As you see here, I have all the sets that I've experimented with so far. I do not have the Inferno Awakened Clothes because that Dragon in 25 man just will not drop the fucking stone. But that's fine. Anyway, let's start with my star. Let's start with the Beserker class. Now, here's my build for running with Beserker in my certs. But mind you, this is only because I have Dragon Lord on. The Dragon Lord Awakened set, the Dimension of Soul Ring, the Ladon's Agility Ring, the Lion's Thunder Chain, the Dimension Cloak, Stone Mold's Trophy, and Wormy's Trophy. And usually I use the axe, but ever since this new shield came out, everybody's been using it, and it's actually really broken. I don't have a 120 yet, but like even as +0, I don't really need to afford it yet until I get a 120. But as the shield says, it doubles your basic attacks, greatly increases your P attack and P damage, reduces your block greatly, and basically gives you 30% move speed when proc. So honestly, that's pretty much a win because I'm pretty sure nobody gives a fuck about block, you know, on these type of classes anyway. So basically, if you go around, if you just play this game, you're gonna see multiple people using either this shield or the magic one, which I will get to when I get to Paladin. Okay, so let me demonstrate how to run with this. But before we run with this, you will need, wrong one, you need the Beserker glyph, the horrifying glyph. It increases the skill forensic strike damage plus 30%. You're going to need this because 30%. Where is it? 30% plus 15% is 45% damage. So you're gonna need that. So believe me, when this shield, you're gonna need to get this shield. Plus possibly this club for the holy skill, Battle Cry, which basically fears all enemies and inflict damage taken 10%. So let me demonstrate. So most likely I'll be after I demonstrate one pool of mobs, I most likely will just cut the video and do it either with a different set or go to the next class so it looks good. Now, most people might be thinking, is it necessary to have Dragon Lord? Not really, not with Beserker. With Beserker, it doesn't matter what armor you use since you got this buff that basically leeches all your attacks. And with the shield, it pretty much doubles all your attacks. So if you're doing 60k, you're doing 120k every auto. So when I get the blade activated, you're gonna see how truly disgusting that shit is. Like it's really overpowered. I'm talking about I was hitting 200k with it. on auto attacks. As you see, this shield is pretty much the best carry right now. Lower defense, fear, hit. Look at that. Look at the HP. And this is your out of pocket. See? Block doesn't matter. You enjoy your hits. Like I said, you can possibly further the damage if you use Behemoth, the Awakened Behemoth set. But like I said, it's kind of risky because with this build, I hit 93 evasion. That's why they really can't hit me. But like, it's kind of dangerous to use the Awakened Behemoth set. Because like, and honestly, you're basically sacrificing evasion and attack speed for damage, or like how one of my friends said it, you're sacrificing safety. You're sacrificing a safe run just to get like a 10% slightly faster than your safe run. So, just to prove it's possible with Behemoth, I'm going to switch to Behemoth. So I'm going to cut the video here, then go back to when the mobs respawn, and then try again with Behemoth. Okay, I'm back, and this time I have the Behemoth set on, the Awakened Behemoth. As you see in the fort, I wanted attack speed as much as possible. Because when I wear this, I want to be able to cap attack speed as much as possible. As a matter of fact, since this is the same build, I changed the evasion to physical resistance, and let's see, what did I put here? The critical damage to move speed. And I changed my necklace. Since you have really garbage evasion now, you're going to need as much survivability as possible, meaning that they're going to debuff you a lot, and you're going to need this. You're just going to need this. Since you might actually die a lot faster in this. It's possible to run like this, it's just risky. Actually, now that I think about it, if you're most likely paranoid like me and you think, well, since I don't have evasion, I want to make sure their hits don't hurt as much, so you want to cap some type of resistance. Let's see, I have around 23 to 28. So what I would suggest having is this ring, swap it out with the Dimension of Soul Ring, and you should have decent resistance now. See, that resistance is real decent. It's possible to run like this, like I'm demonstrating, but like I said, it's really risky. You get extra damage, of course, and you're killing them a lot faster, but it's kind of not worth it considering you might die really fast. Also, another important tip when running like this specifically, when you run out, when the enemy you're attacking dies, you make sure to use ram, so you can ram into any nearby mob and auto attack them. Because you have garbage evasion, meaning they're going to break through everything. Now, I'm going to cut to the next class because I've tried Shielder, and Shielder is just not runnable. If it had enough AoEs, I mean, it has a damage, but it has the 10% damage boost thing, but like, it just doesn't have enough AoEs to keep you alive. Like one, it's a 12-second cooldown. Anyway, I'm gonna cut to the next one. The next one we'll be looking at Executioner. Okay, so now we're gonna be running with Executioner. And for Executioner, let me show you my builds first. This is my build for running Dimension of Souls, my certs. And now for the equipment. For the equipment, I would suggest using Queen's Protector or Queen's Savior, the debuff necklace, the Dimension of Souls resistance ring, the physical resistance ring, Sam and Wormy, and the Dimension cloak. If you're running with this, because I tried to run before and they fucking like broke through my, like they killed me even though I had 100% evasion somehow. They didn't break my shield or anything either. Anyway, what you're mostly going to be doing this run is using this skill, Soul Flare, to reduce the cooldown of repos, basically, because that's going to be the skill you're going to be spamming, and the weapon already reduces by 50%, 50%, 50%, 100% cooldown, and you're going to be using this skill mostly. After you stack this skill 5 times on one mob, that's right, one mob, meaning you have to basically spam this while stacking this on one particular mob 5 times. But when you do, it increases the range of it by 10 meters, and you get a 100% damage boost. So it's worth it overall, but you need to be able to survive that long to even do it. You could possibly use this to boost your damage further, but at this point I would actually be focusing on seeing if I can survive first, and if you can, then you can do some risky stuff. Now, if you try to run with Behemoth, Do not, and I mean do not, under any circumstances, use offense, not defense. You will die within seconds. See, look at that resistance. Extremely tanky. Oh, got it before. There we go. Now 100% damage boost and the range increase. Oh, I almost forgot. You should have the execution glitch. It increases the damage by 10%. So yeah, that's pretty much how you run with Executioner. Now, I don't really want to try the Behemoth stack 'cause I know I'll die. Like I just know for a fact I'll die using this. But I'll try it. Instead of cutting this time, I'll instantly try it, and if I die, I'll cut it and move on to Glacier Knight. Because this is not technically possible. I mean, it's possible, but it's like I said, if you're using Behemoth for anything, especially running, you're pretty much giving up your safety for damage. Let's see, should I give up anything? No. All this gear is pretty much a must now. Oh, yeah, for certs, what I'm going to switch out to is physical resistance. As for critical damage, I would try this. The 10% damage taken. How strange, almost cappy evasion with Behemoth. Maybe this is as bad as I thought it was. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try using offense, not defense. runs, making sure you don't lose the bloodshed. Otherwise, you have to restart it all over again. Now, using this is pretty much overkill. Actually, never mind. Use it always. Do always 150k. Okay, now that I got through that, I'm kind of surprised that worked so good. So, what I'm going to do now is cut the video here, change my gears, inserts and stuff for Glacier Knight. Okay, now we'll be running Dimension of Souls with Glacier Knight, basically the Ice Knight. So, of course, let me show you the build first. My certs. And now for equipment. You could use the debuff necklace, but I'm using this just for extra agility. The Dimension of Souls agility magic ring and the Ladon claw ring. Because it gives critical damage and magic critical damage, so you don't have to worry about losing one or the other. You basically get to have both. The Dimension Cloak, Sam, and Wormy. And since I don't have a good percent of the Reaper for this, let me show you. No, wrong one. This one for the Holy Skill, Ice Blast. And the Holy Skill for this isn't really big anyway. Does triple hit when in Frozen Blades. Instead, you granted both bonuses to Rim Blade Thrust and Frost Flush from this skill. So I haven't tested it out, but it doesn't look like much. But I'll test it out when I get a good percent, and then I'll show it off. But for now, I'll be using the Darkness Blade sword and using this magnificent shield. Greatly increases your magic attack and magic damage while equipped. Greatly reduces your move speed. Yikes. And granting me evasion. Thank you, because I'm pretty sure these equipments are pretty much overkill for me capping evasion. So, the main thing you want to use is what I would prefer using. I would suggest getting a good hit on them, hit most of them, gather them, of course. See, the thing about this class is, this class doesn't even need an MP trophy to keep it alive. You could use the Leader of Ice skill. Like, do you remember how Dragon Emperor had a battle mount? Basically the King of the Dragon buff thing. Imagine this, except you get an ice horse that shoots ice every 3 seconds. It's actually pretty majestic, actually. When I first saw this, I couldn't. So what you want to use is either Frost Knight's Blessing or Ice Lance. But I would suggest using Ice Lance because it reduces Rim Blade Thrust 50% and increases the range 15%. 15 meters. But also, if you got the KP on it, you get 50% magic attack while having it on. Oh, and don't worry about healing because Ice Blessing has you covered. stacked it to 5. Let's see what happens when you stack it to 5. It's not telling me anything. I stacked it to 5, but it's not really giving me. Well, I guess when you stack it to 5, you just get 25% reduced damage. Anyway, if you're really worried, it's a slow run with this class, but it's possible nonetheless. Now I'm stacking both of them at the same time. Okay, you could, but your MP would just go like poof. See, the great thing about this class is it heals and recovers MP with the MP. Pretty much, if you use the horse with all 3 of these buffs on, you're pretty much not gonna get hit for a long time. I'm pretty sure you hit 50 or something damage reduction. Actually, let me just lure this over. Because there's no point in even trying to do this with Behemoth, because it's pretty much the same. I think I might actually have to cut this just because this is taking a while. But when I do cut this, we can put some blood now. And Paladin. So, in a nutshell, what this class is, this is an armored cleric with a healer horse. That's pretty much what this is. It's a cleric who can regen MP and heal. It looks like it does better heals than an actual adjudicator, actually. But what do I know? So it's basically a buffed adjudicator with a horse. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut this and then we'll move on to the next one. I think I might just do all tank classes for this, since I'm gonna be spending the rest of the day with my family for Christmas. Alright, now we'll be doing Blood Knight. So, for most people who are probably at this point in the video and they're thinking, why isn't he grabbing a full group of mobs? Because, well, mostly because I don't want to die too fast. I'm just demonstrating that it can be ran with. But these are my equipment for Blood Knight. I recommend having these just because of the damage boost. The debuff necklace, the agility ring, Paladin claw, agility cloak, wormy, and stomo. Mostly because the MP gain skill in here sucks ass, honestly. Cause like if you use this, if you give a mob this debuff and you use the skill, you basically recover 5% MP. But if you try to use it again, the debuff is already gone. So you basically just wasted your skill trying to recover more MP. Here is my build for it. note that what I would want most people to do is please cap out blood sword first, cause like these skills are nice, but yeah, drain sword doesn't really mean shit. Honestly, it's kind of worthless. I was just capping out this first, and then possibly wasting the rest on this. But besides this, if you actually plan to use any of my builds, then I would suggest capping this, put whatever you want into this to get the cooldown of these three buffs, and then waste whatever you got on elemental resistance. My certs, actually, change one, change it to that. Reduce the 10% negative damage thing. Think I'm good. Because if I add another one, I'm gonna cap critical damage, but I'm not trying to cap it really. Okay, I should be ready to go. But I plan to review all these classes, give each of these classes their own video. But right now, I just want to like if my plan was, since time caught up with me and pretty much the day is Christmas. Before Christmas, I wanted to have a video about every class that's runnable in Dimension of Souls that I have tested. But since that's obviously kind of too late now, I'm just gonna do all the warrior ones and then work on the other ones as I go. So for this point, spam Demon Sword. I mean Blood Sword. Use Blood Sword's mark. It basically reduces all their HP by 1% if you use the Blood Field buff. And basically, when you use the Blood Field buff, all the mobs that have this buff on, you leech 10% of their HP from it, as it's stated right here. I'll let you just read that for a minute, just in case you're trying to. Now I'm gonna try with Behemoth. Only reason I'm doing both sets at a time because most people thought that, well, I want critical damage and elemental force sounds cool. I mean, looks cool, looks pretty useful, but So I'm doing it just in case, so you can see that it don't matter what set you got, you can still run with it. So as expected, you have damage instead of evasion, but I need to change search. I don't know why I just changed my set and ran right into this. To do it while running. You know what I'm gonna go to. Physical resistance. And should I change this to? I want to say move speed. Move speed is a better option. Yeah, so for this it's the same except you just all you have to do. Okay, I mean, hello, whoever this is. I guess I didn't have my zone chat on. No, no, person didn't ask. That's fine. It's not gonna be one of those videos. I'll work it out after I kill this crew. Yeah, so like I said, risky, could die, all that. Okay, so I got so distracted by that person just running here. I should have let it bother me. Anyway, I'm gonna run back and basically do Paladin. Show you the so you can run with Paladin. Let me cut it here. Okay, now we're to my favorite part. Paladin. Running with Paladin. First let me show you the build. The equipment. This is probably the only reason you're gonna need this shield for Paladin specifically. And you're gonna need Templar's Honor because it boosts the main skills of this class by 50%. And with the KP, that's like what, maybe an extra 15% each, so that's 65% damage. But that is not why this class is so overpowered. It's buffs that makes this class really overpowered. Use Path of the Paladin, choose Seal of Punishment, then choose Punishment Paladin's Blessing, 30% magic attack. Look at that, okay. Then use Punishment Divine Shield. Now, each of these modes, all the skills change in their own way. But if you use this, you get 30% more attack. And you get a 5% damage boost, and it stacks to 5. So imagine that, but with Behemoth too. So let me use it. Ah, there we go. Now watch the damage. This is a really destructive class. Like, the only thing I haven't done with this class is actually test it out in PvP. and stuff so you can see my stats. It takes a while, but it's clearly the best way to level this class. Like if you want it to be actually decent and somewhat fast, you just please get this shield. Please get this shield and this mace. I think I just found a new main. This class is actually kind of fun, but I feel like this class is only for PvP. Honestly, I mean, it's doing pretty good in PvE, but I feel like this class is only for PvP. Took a while, but now we can move on to the final tank class, Dragon Knight. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna cut it here again. Then we'll move on to Dragon Soul. Okay, now we're on the final classes. So right now we're doing Dragon Soul, and let me tell you ahead of time that this class is like, I mean, just for fuck's sake, I have cap parry, and I just like, if I remove most of my gear, I'm pretty sure I will still be pretty damn close to cap parry. Anyway, here's my equipment: King's Lance, Stoma, Wormy Trophy, Dimension Cloak, the Physical Resistance Ring, and the Dimension Ring, and the debuff necklace. Now I'm going to run this with Behemoth also. It's my build. And you might want to use this trophy because it says when parry is triggered, there's a 40% chance to heal HP from 1000 to 2000. So when parry is triggered, but yeah, you might you might need that trophy. I mean that cert, or and I don't think there's any specific glyph for this class. I don't believe so. But the main skill you're gonna want to have on is Dragon Soul Possession. Increases P attack 20, damage taken 10, parry 5, malice 10%. It makes Dragon Wrath, Flame Fear 20%, HP heal, and Dragon Breath 40%. So basically, you're unkillable. And it says when attacked, 5% damage buff and stacks to 6. So 30% damage buff, Let's see, plus Behemoth, that's 40. Okay, that ain't bad. But you're gonna see. The only thing that's bad about these runs specifically is that yeah, your weapon's gonna break like a lot. Like you can even use this skill that basically increases your physical resistance, elemental resistance, HP 50%, and all damage reduced by 20. But as you see, my cert is pretty much doing the work for me. What the hell? I use it anyway. Kinda overkill, honestly. It takes some time, but the damage is there. Like I said, the King's Lance is probably the pipe you want to go with, considering it increases the damage. All your main skills. Oh, see? Already dying. Already pretty much dead. Now, before I forget, I'm gonna run this with Behemoth. Now, you might have to like switch some stuff out, possibly because of the parry issue. I don't have any fucking parries, swords on. But okay, let's make it a thing. There we go. Okay, okay, okay. That was way too funny. As for my build, I would suggest when you hit 100, possibly wasting all your points on the S skill. Cause I'm 91 and still not. You might not be able to cap it, but you should get it to like 6 or 7 at least. So let me run it, run this down. Don't worry about resistance or physical resistance. You pretty much got that buff. See, if you use this buff, it reduces the resistance. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now we're off to the final class, Dragon Emperor, which, in all honesty, is probably the second easiest class to run with. The first, the number one easiest class to run with out of the tank class, the tank category, is Beserker. Second being Dragon Emperor. Third being Paladin or Executioner. Executioner takes the place of third. Sorry, Paladin. You just don't have that damage, that 100% damage boost. This pretty much kicks you out. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Dragon Emperor and cut the video now. Okay, we're on the final class of the tank category, Dragon Emperor. So first things first, of course, builds. Certs. And now for the equipment, the holy dragon calling pike, which you get from the new 95 Dream of Destruction. I'm using the Oberon combo mostly because I want to do as much damage as possible. Now I could have used evasion stuff, but that. So this is enough to cover me. And you achieve these type of combos from the end of the 95 trials. After you kill the boss, it'll drop a world boss item thing, and it picks randomly from 9 different world bosses, and this is one of them. This is for Staff, Grim, Great Sword, Reaper, and Pike. I got the cloak, the debuff, and Dragon Lord. I think I can run this with Behemoth. I'll have to see. And Wormy. And the reason I picked this Pike specifically instead of the hybrid one, the Ultimate Tamer one, is because of the holy skill, Dark Dragon Strike. This skill, it basically reduces fire resistance by 5. That's not a lot, but it's, since all your attacks are most fire anyway, you're gonna need it. Now, since I don't have an MP game buff, what I would suggest you do: call your dragon, lure an entire group, just enough to get close to you. And then this is the only way I can see to not get hit. Resummon your dragon just to hit them all. Resummon it again. Okay, now that you got them all grouped up, fighting the dragon, you can get ready. Use this one, dragon leadership. What you may want to do is use Emperor Dragon Slash first, then use Soulbound Lance, because it basically triples your attack. So this does 3 triple hit anyway. So if I use this, if I use the Dragon Emperor Slash, then Soulbound Lance, it will do times 6, a times 6 hit. Don't forget to use Dragon Wing Bash when they get too close to killing you. As you see, it's pretty much draining my MP. So you might, if you're not using the frog pot, that basically heals 200 MP per second or something, you might want to not stay in the form too long. But the good part is we get to keep the dragon buff as long as you have MP for it. Okay, directly switching to Behemoth. But for this one, since I don't have the hybrid stats like I have on this one, critical damage and M critical damage, I'm going to lose a lot. So what I have to do is, I most likely have to switch out, have my tank stuff. You'll die. Let's see, where are you? Where are you? And MP. Where are you, Stomo? Here we go. This looks like a good setup. I might have to change some stuff now. No, I don't think I have to change anything right now. Keep it the way it is. I'm not trying to cap evasion. Just trying to get enough magic damage where I can do decent damage. Okay, same deal. Run around, spam the holy skill if you have it. Or just run around, summon your dragon so he can AoE them all. The trick to actually like pulling out this class's power to its max potential is using Dragon Emperor Slash, Flame Lance, then Soulbound Lance. Most because Flame Lance gives Soulbound Lance damage. And now that was a, a Dimension of Souls guide for all the 10 classes. I will upload the rest of the categories from time to time, but I have to do them all at once like I did for this one. So for now, I'm going to go back to bed because like I said, time caught up with me where I actually forgot to upload this. So, without further ado, I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and have happy holidays. That's 12 out.